What do we do? Currently, we are developing projects for the construction of photovoltaic parks, which actually involves the following activities. The first is searching for grid connections where there is available capacity, which is probably the most complex task. Second, near these connection points where the grid connections are, we look for land, which we either lease or quite often also purchase. Next, we need to carry out design activities. This means that we specifically carry out design activities in order to carefully prepare detailed connection feasibility studies, based on which we then submit applications to the relevant government authorities and agencies in each country, namely in Serbia, Bosnia, and Croatia, with the aim of reserving this grid capacity for our specific project, ensuring that all necessary steps are thoroughly completed. Subsequently, we either obtain these connections or we do not, in the sense that if we are not successful with a particular application, it gets rejected. However, in the majority of cases, more than 60% of the time, we manage to succeed. As a result, we obtain the connections, and if necessary, we carry out land transformation in accordance with the zoning plan, so that the land is specifically suitable for the construction of photovoltaic power plants. Then we negotiate with banks and investors in order to be able to build these photovoltaic power plants, because having a project that is ready for construction and actually having a built power plant are of course two different things. After that, we tender companies for the construction. And the final step, of course, is that we build these power plants, but not with our own hands, rather through the companies we have selected through tenders. And the last thing is that we connect and operate the power plants themselves. So, in a nutshell, that's what a development company actually does and what we do within our business. Who are the co-owners? So I'll say it once again. Marcel Camon, Martin Strich, and myself. I personally work in B2B consulting, where I have specialized mainly in marketing, sales, HR, and processes. What I managed to achieve is that literally hundreds of companies have passed through my hands, where we set up these types of activities, from marketing to sales and so on. Thanks to this, I was able to get into a position where I can effectively manage, or let's say secure financing for these projects. That is basically my main activity. My business partner, on the other hand, has extensive experience, over 30 years, in commerce, real estate and energy, as well as in some larger development projects, let's say, in Slovakia. And because of that, it's as if we have, or rather we do have, in our team, the experience needed to cover every area within our company so that we are able to bring projects to a successful conclusion.